Your cat is looking at you right now. A slow blink, deliberate, just for you. And yet, your cat also walked past you this morning without looking at you. It sat across the room. It didn't come when you called. It knocked something off your desk and walked away. And you still ask the question every cat owner eventually asks. Does it actually love me? Not, does it tolerate me? Not, does it find me useful? Does it love me? The honest answer is, researchers have been trying to answer that question seriously for about 15 years. And what they found is more complicated, more surprising, and in some ways more meaningful than a simple yes or no. This video is about what they actually found. Before we can answer whether your cat loves you, we have to deal with a problem. Love is a word built for human experience. It carries assumptions, conscious feeling, intention, reciprocity. When you ask whether your cat loves you, you're asking whether an animal with a fundamentally different nervous system experiences something that maps onto a concept humans invented. That's a hard question to answer. So researchers reframed it. Instead of asking, does this animal love? They asked, does this animal show the same behavioral and neurological signatures that we associate with attachment in humans and other mammals? And the answer to that question is more straightforward. In 2019, researchers at Oregon State University ran a study directly modeled on the infant attachment framework, the same tests used to measure how human children bond to their caregivers. They placed cats in an unfamiliar room with their owner present, then had the owner leave for 2 minutes, then return. The majority of cats, 64.3%, showed what the researchers classified as secure attachment. They were calmer when the owner was present. They explored more freely. When the owner left, some displayed signs of distress. When the owner returned, they re-engaged and then returned to normal behavior. This is the same pattern seen in securely attached human infants. It is also the same pattern seen in dogs. What this tells us is that your cat doesn't just see you as a food source. It has built a specific emotional relationship with you, one that regulates its nervous system in ways no other presence does. The behavioral evidence matters, but the neurological evidence is more direct. Cats have a limbic system, the same brain region responsible for emotional processing in humans. They have an amygdala. They have a hippocampus. The architecture that generates emotional experience in mammals exists in your cat's brain. What researchers have been able to measure is what happens inside that architecture during social interaction. A 2019 study measured oxytocin levels in cats before and after interaction with their owners. Oxytocin is the neuropeptide associated with bonding, trust, and social attachment, sometimes called the bonding hormone. It releases during mother-infant contact, during physical affection, during experiences of closeness. After interacting with their owners, cats showed elevated oxytocin levels, the same hormone, the same neurochemical response. The elevation was smaller than what's typically measured in dogs after human interaction. About 12% in cats versus 57% in dogs. This difference is real and worth acknowledging. Cats are not dogs. Their social architecture is different. Their baseline disposition toward social bonding is different, but the response exists. There is a measurable neurochemical event in your cat's brain when it interacts with you that mirrors, in kind if not in degree, what happens in the brains of animals we readily describe as loving their owners. Here is where something important needs to be said. Most people misread the evidence of their cat's affection, not because the affection isn't there, but because they're looking for the wrong signals. Cats don't express attachment the way dogs do. They don't follow you to the door. They don't wag. They don't greet you with visible excitement after a long absence. A 2015 study at the University of Lincoln found that cats didn't show the same level of distress when separated from their owners as dogs do. This study was widely misreported as evidence that cats don't bond with their owners. What the study actually found is more nuanced. Cats showed less overt distress, meaning they didn't vocalize or pace as visibly. But their physiological stress indicators told a different story. Heart rate variability, cortisol levels, behavioral disruption. All of these shifted in ways consistent with the experience of missing a safe presence. Cats don't perform attachment, they carry it quietly. The signal isn't a dog-style reunion. The signal is much smaller. Your cat chooses to be in the same room as you when it doesn't need to be. It sleeps in a location that puts you within its perceptual field. When something startles it, it orients towards you before it runs. When it is sick or injured, it seeks your proximity in ways it seeks no one else's. These aren't coincidences. These are the behavioral signatures of an animal that has registered you as a safe presence and experiences something functionally equivalent to comfort when you are near. If your cat loves you, it tells you, just not in words. Researchers have identified several specific behaviors that appear exclusively or predominantly in cats who have formed secure attachments to particular humans. The slow blink. We covered this in the last video. The voluntary lowering of guard, an act that is neurologically expensive, closing your eyes in the presence of anything, registers as vulnerability. Your cat does this at you specifically, not at walls, not at strangers, at you. Bunting. When your cat rubs its face along your hand, your leg, your face, it is depositing scent from glands on its cheeks and forehead. This is a behavior observed between cats who share social bonds. Mothers do it to kittens. Bonded cats in colonies do it to each other. Your cat does it to you. It is communicating in the only language it has. You are part of my group. You belong to something I have decided to be part of. Allo-grooming. When your cat licks your hand, your hair, the back of your neck. This is grooming behavior that cats extend only to those they consider part of their social unit. In feral colonies, cats groom the cats they are bonded to. Your cat grooms you. There is no other interpretation for this behavior. It is care, expressed the only way a cat knows how to express it. Proximity without solicitation. Your cat does not need to sit near you. It can sleep in any room, on any surface, in any configuration. It chooses locations where you are. Not to ask for food. Not because you are warm, although you are warm, but because your presence itself registers in its nervous system as something it seeks. Vocalization. Adult cats rarely meow at other adult cats. Researchers believe cats developed meowing specifically as a communication tool for interacting with humans. Your cat has learned over time how to speak to you. The fact that it does, that it makes sounds specifically calibrated to get your attention, is itself a form of relationship. So, does your cat love you? Here is the most honest answer the science currently supports. Your cat has formed a specific, neurochemically real attachment to you that regulates its emotional state, shapes its behavior, and has no analog in its relationship to any other presence in its environment. It experiences something, when you are near, that it does not experience otherwise. It experiences something, when you are gone, that it does not experience otherwise. When it is frightened, it wants you specifically. When it is at ease, it gravitates towards you specifically. When it interacts with you, its brain releases the same hormone that drives bonding in mammals across dozens of species. We don't have a word for what that is, if we're being strict about reserving love for conscious human experience. But we have a description. It has chosen you as a safe presence in a world it finds genuinely uncertain. It has run its assessment, collected its data, made its calculation, and decided repeatedly that you are worth being near. If you are looking for an animal that performs love, that wags and whines and shows its heart on its sleeve, you are looking for a different animal. If you are looking for an animal that carries its attachment quietly, expresses it precisely, and has reorganized its emotional life around your presence, you already have one. I want to hear something from you. What was the first moment you thought, maybe this cat actually cares about me? Not a performance, not food seeking, a real moment. Tell me in the comments. I read every one. And if you haven't seen the first video in this series, the one about the moment your cat decided you were safe, I'll link it here. The two connect. I'll see you in the next one.